Good afternoon, Owl Parents. Mr. Hagedorn here with our weekly update. Just a couple quick announcements. Hopefully, we know there is no school on Monday for Memorial Day. And then again, our EOGs, our ELA EOG will be June 12th. Our math EOG will be June 13th. All right, those will be two important days. As long as your children are healthy, please make sure they're in school those days if possible. All right, for our math update for Math 6 Plus, next week we will be taking our so we'll work on our study guide for our last seventh grade unit, our rational numbers unit on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we will take the quiz for that unit. In Math 6, we're going to take our Unit 8, work on our Unit 8 study guide on Tuesday. We will have our quiz for that on Wednesday. And then we will be starting EOG review in math. Thursday, we're going to work on the released EOG test. We're also going to be working on that for flight school next week, so they should be able to finish most of that. And then Friday, we're going to get into some EOG review, probably play some kind of games Friday, and then get into some more hardcore review the following week. All right, ELA next week. I'm going to wear the ELA hat today. Also going to be doing EOG review. We're going to start that right on Tuesday. We're going to look at some of the check-ins, the NC check-ins the students took earlier this year. We're going to break down some of those questions, some of the ones we struggled with, and see what made those questions hard, if there were maybe some words we didn't understand, things like that. We're then going to take the released ELA EOG on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday kind of do the same thing we did with the check-in. We're going to break down those questions and see what was kind of tricky, go over what we did wrong with that. Mr. O was out today, so science next week, they will be doing some science-y things. If you have any questions about that, you can email him and ask. And here's Mr. Hutchinson.
Thank you. Space. I think they're in space. Hence the owl there with the space suit on. Okay, so in social studies class, we have started today and a little bit yesterday our final unit, which is called the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the Reformation from the European point of view. And so we finished the fall of Rome, which kind of tails us in nicely to the beginning of the Middle Ages. And we've started that today, talking about the Middle Ages, the beginning of the Middle Ages. We're going to continue that on Monday with the early Middle Ages. We're going to talk a little bit about the guy Charlemagne, Charles the Great. We're going to look a little bit at Vikings and Viking invasions in that first kind of thing. And then we're going to kind of push away from the Middle Ages because we've done the Middle Ages with language arts and some things earlier in the year. We want to focus on the Renaissance, what comes after the Middle Ages. So we'll get into Renaissance thinkers, we'll get into Renaissance artists, we'll get into the church a little bit, and that leads us into the Reformation. So we'll be talking a little bit about how that Catholic Church gets reformed and some thinkers around Martin Luther and some of those types of people towards the end. So we've got, that's going to be the rest of the year. So you're going to hear me say Middle Ages, Renaissance, Reformation a lot the next couple of weeks. So that's where we're going in social studies. So if you have any questions or any concerns, please let us know. If not, have a lovely 3-day weekend and we'll see you back here next week.